Greetings from the NBC News Center. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news today, it's a known fact that all good things must come to an end. But this time, that expression hits a little closer to home. Bozo the Clown, a Chicago children's television icon, had his final television show on July 14th. WGN announced in May that they were going to cancel the 40-year-old Bozo show. It was home of such lovable characters as Sandy, Rusty, Wizzo, and Cookie. Fortunately, memories of the Bozo show will live on at the Museum of Broadcast Communications at the Chicago Cultural Center. It will now be the home of several pieces of Bozo memorabilia, including props, pictures, costumes, and even Cuddly Dudley. Fans and cast members were on hand for the opening of the exhibit. Don Sandberg, Robin Urich, Marshall Brodeen, and Joey Dioria, who played Bozo himself, were meeting, greeting, and signing autographs. The Bozo exhibit is on display indefinitely at the museum, so now Bozo and the smiles he provided to so many across the country will never be forgotten. The city of Chicago is expanding its 311 non-emergency service. They are now making it accessible over the internet. People who need any of the 500 services offered by the city can also get them online. For instance, you can get an abandoned car towed, get a street light fixed, or get some graffiti in the neighborhood cleaned up. And now for today's health news. Black tea may help stop the arteries from clogging as fast. That could mean people have less of a chance of having a heart attack. A new study in the Journal of Circulation found that people who drank black tea have healthy arteries. Researchers at the Boston University School of Medicine looked at the long-term effects of black tea on 50 people who had artery disease. The improved tea dilation in all of them, apparently black tea prevents the oxidation of the so-called bad cholesterol that leads to the formation of plaque in the walls of the arteries. Also, there's new research today on those so-called ice cream headaches. Researchers found that women who had migraines were twice as likely to get a headache from eating cold ice cream or drinking cold water. Ice cream headaches are usually felt in the middle of the forehead. It's triggered when the roof of the mouth comes in contact with something cold. The study comes from researchers at the University Hospital in Sweden. They hope this connection may help them understand why some people are more likely to suffer from migraines than others. And that's all for today's health news. When we come back, some needy seniors get a helping hand from the Chicago Bears. Plus, we'll have Tom Skilling's latest weather forecast. We'll be right back.
They come from Los Angeles and London, San Francisco and Santiago, all on American Airlines to do business in Chicago. They arrive hundreds of times a day to build, create, invest. And every day, American is the international symbol for service in and out of Chicago. 95 key business destinations, the most non-stops to Europe. One airline that means business in Chicago, American Airlines.
That was Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. Dynamite Blast demolished the 27-year-old arena. For years, it was home to the Indiana Pacers. It also hosted concerts and other sporting events. But Market Square Arena was a shrine of another kind for Elvis fans. It was the site of the King's final public concert in 1977, 2 months before his death. Just seconds before the blast, a voice was heard over Indianapolis radio saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building." Let's find out what's in store for Chicago's weather. Here's the forecast with our favorite weatherman, Tom Skilling.
Greetings from the NBC Weather Center. We have some good news. The dry weather is ending here in the area. Weather Flight shows us the area of clouding brought us the rain overnight. Now a second batch is on the way, and we need it. We haven't had much of that recently. The big rains focus in this region southeast of us today, but a lot of wind will accompany the new precipitation. High pressure and low pressure keep the winds blowing strongly. That's the weather for now. Back now to the area's newest and most popular anchor team.
Thanks, Tom. Well, those of us that were worried that Saturday mail service would be canceled can all relax. Mail service on Saturday is safe. The post office has decided to continue delivering the mail 6 days a week. A plan was under consideration to scale back delivery to 5 days a week because of financial problems. There was an all-out uproar over the thought from both Congress and the general public. The Postal Service is shutting down many construction projects now and initiated other cuts to save money. Now let's see what's up with sports. Well, it appears as if the Blackhawks have made it into the playoffs. Last night against the Coyotes, Eric Daze was the only Hawk to score in the first with this nice tip in through the legs of the Coyotes goalie. In the second period, the Coyotes came back to tie, and then later in the third, they scored again to win the game. Hawks fans weren't the only ones at the game last night. The great one, Wayne Gretzky, was there in his own luxury skybox. He was given a standing ovation between the second and third periods. The next victims for the Blackhawks will be the feared St. Louis Blues, the only team that may skate in the way of the Hawks, actually making it to the Stanley Cup Finals. They'll play the Blues tonight, and Coach Brian Sutter has his opinions of how the Hawks are playing lately.
I look forward to the next day with a certain sense of urgency and a passion that if we don't play the way we're capable and with the urgency we're capable of playing, we're not going to have what we want at the end of that day. And you guys know if I ain't happy, they're not going to be happy. That's the deal.
About the only thing the Bulls have to cheer about is that their season is over, and they had the opportunity to work with a real champion, their new coach and former Bull, Bill Cartwright. We had a chance to talk with some of the Bulls and their new coach about how they felt to be working with a Bull who actually knows what it's like to win a game.
He'll frown at you, make a mad-looking face like, once you see that face, you've done something wrong, so.
Is it what I thought it was going to be? Yeah.
Is it tougher?
It is hard because you do deal with a lot of players. You deal with a lot of aspects that don't have anything to do with basketball, and you have to coax.
And that's it for sports. One final story today. The Chicago Bears aren't only champions of the NFC Central Division, they're champions of the heart. Earlier today, the Bears donated many pieces of furniture, carpeting, artwork, and several appliances to senior homes and public housing around the city. The donations came from skyboxes at Soldier Field. They're making room for the construction of the renovations about to take place at Soldier Field, and they made a lot of seniors very happy. They were especially happy to get the deliveries from Chicago Bear Marcus Robinson.
As well as this team is trying to get to the Super Bowl and playing football, Chicago Bears are also trying to give back to the community to let people know that, hey, it's not all about football all the time. We're on this pedestal for a reason, so definitely we're trying to bless people and give back.
A majority of the moving and delivery was done at no charge by Midway Moving Company. The Bears will continue to make the donations until all pieces have been removed from Soldier Field. Well, that's all the news for now. Tune in later for coverage of all the day's events. Thanks for watching the NBC News Center and have a great day.